What is up, YouTube? What is up? We are back with another video today. And first thing I want to say before we get started is hope everyone is having a great day today so far. I know I am. And so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So in today's video, we are going to talk about catching entries on pullbacks, right? So a little summary that I mean over here in my market structure PDF, you can see right here, right? Um, kind of already just even looking at this picture, you can kind of maybe understand what we're going to talk about. But we're going to be talking about breaks of structure, like so, and then catching entries on the pullbacks here, like this. Break of structure, catching this entry on the pullback here, right? And for, as I always mention in previous videos, for uptrends, your entry opportunities are going to be your higher lows. And then for downtrends, right, your entry opportunities are going to be your higher lows, or excuse me, your lower highs, right? So in a downtrend right here, right, we have this break of structure right here, and then this pullback into this area. This will be your lower high, right? We have a break of structure here, as you can see, and then a pullback into this area. That is your lower high, right? So these down arrows are your lower highs, and these up arrows are your higher lows. And then, the break of structures will be your higher high, higher high, higher high. And then for a downtrend, these break of structures, you should see breaks of structures on your lower lows, your lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And so on. So let's go take a really quick look at this on a live chart. So once again, just to recap, uptrend looks like this, right? And then a downtrend looks like this. Okay, so you have your higher highs here, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then for a downtrend, you have a lower low, lower high, lower low, because it's lower than this previous low, lower high, lower low, and lower high, right? And in these areas right here, these areas, your higher lows, higher low, higher low, lower high, and lower high, these will be your opportunities for buying in an uptrend and your opportunities for selling in a downtrend. So let's go up and look at this example in a uptrend formation. This is on the 1 minute time frame, and we are only doing this on the 1 minute time frame for structure purposes. This does happen on all time frames. Every time frame you can see this type of trading. So for an uptrend, we are looking for entries at higher lows, and for a downtrend, we are looking for entries on lower highs, right? Got a little bigger. Okay, so we are going to go over the uptrend right here. You guys see this? Okay, so we reach this bottom point right here. We reach this bottom area, and we start to see this aggressive impulse to the upside right here. Okay. Now, after this high had been created, we don't trade back under this area. You can see price action stops about right here. So we don't trade back under this area. So what happens next? Price breaks up through this line of structure. So if I just take a zone of that structure that got broken, you'll see in that area, this would be where I want my entry opportunity to be, right? And why is that? Why don't we enter up here? Because we're entering, if you enter up here, you would be entering at a, at a higher area of supply, and you never want to really be buying in a supply area. So you always want price to retrace potentially back into that zone that you um, anticipate for for the market to have a reaction from, right? Potentially around that previous area of broken structure. So now as we look at this, right, we had this high, but it got broken by this high here, and now it has became a higher high. Same with this low. We had this low and then this low now, which is our higher low. Now what happens next? After we see a reaction from this area here, price then trades higher than this previous high here, giving us another higher high. But where is the previous area of broken structure at? Well, we look right here where that previous higher high is, right? That area of structure that got broken, and we see price retrace back into that area right here, right? Now, what happens next? I think we all can see this big impulse right here, this structure right here. What happens? Market makes a new higher high above this area. So what would we be anticipating, right? We would be anticipating price to get back into this zone here. Now, yes, there was a little dip below this area, and that's perfectly fine. You should understand that the market is not going to move as perfectly as you want it to every single time you get in the market, okay? So we see this area here, and there was another higher low, right? This low right here did not break lower than this low, okay? So we are still bullish in this area, right? Now what happens next? The market trades up from your point of interest and breaks previous structure, right? There is this high, but if you notice, there is around equal highs, right? So this is kind of indecisive market structure. So do we want to essentially take this next pullback? You can possibly, right? If you look right in here where structure had kind of was flat and indecisive and then aggressively broke through and retraced back into that area, yeah, you could take a chance, with your money and take a buy opportunity there. You would have made money. But now look what happens next. This is the real direction, right? This is the real direction right here. Price then eventually breaks above these equal highs here, right? Where that money is, okay? Breaks above those equal highs, also creating a new higher high, right? Because this high here is higher than this one. So where would we be looking for, right? You could potentially be looking at this structure that got broken, right? And as mentioned before, right, price is not always going to do everything perfectly that you want it to do. That's just the way it is. Okay? That's just how price is. That's how it's always going to be, and it's never going to change. Um, and if you think it is, you are dreaming, right? You are dreaming. So what happens? Price, we create that new higher high. Also, from this low here, it didn't break through any of these lows. So we still have that bullish bias. Regards to having this dip just a little bit lower than what our point of interest was is perfectly fine, right? It is perfectly fine. So I hope you guys understand in this video, that you can catch, um, your best entry opportunities in an uptrend at your higher low points and in a downtrend at your lower high points. So one more example for this, right? Because in this up here, you guys see up here in this area here, there is that break of structure in this area, and then that pullback for a lower high to go lower. So one more quick example before we get out of here, right? We see the market, create a high here, create a high here, and then here. But look, the market soon enough breaks through this low, okay? So the market soon enough breaks through this low right here. You see this structure trade down below it, right? Breaking this low. So now what we could potentially look for is to change our bias to selling and wait for the market to retrace back up into that area of previous broken structure of where this potential market change, this potential direction in market change could occur, right? And as you can see, this was a nice drop covering all of these buy orders or the majority of them in just one aggressive drop. So as I mentioned before, I hope this video helps you guys out with understanding, not only the behavior of the structure overall, but understanding that, the retracement into your lower high and your higher low, depending on an uptrend or downtrend, is the most important areas of where you can find your entry opportunities. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys have any questions. And until the next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.